ounces of bourbon. The recipe's like 2, but I like to drink, so we're gonna do 3.5 ounces. Boom. I'm gonna hit it with 2 dashes of Woodford bitters.
I think I'm stuck in the middle of never caring or caring too much, too many of these after parties.
And then 2 of the regular Angustura.
I've been chasing bills, pies, be trying to get top of the hill, figures like time.
I'm gonna hit it with 1 bar spoon of maple syrup. Done deal. And then a tiny bit of simple syrup. Right there.
She came when you left with me, but I swear she
and stir the fire around.
Yeah, I swear it's all good. Man, you know it's all good, 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 good. I swear it's all good, all good. She thought I was a douchebag, but that's
Ooh, smell good. So finish, we're gonna take orange peel, and you're gonna squeeze the oils onto the top. Rub that oil in.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right, what up, guys? I'm gonna try, for the sake of brevity, I'm really gonna run through these because I got a lot of requests on these names. So first, the first name on the list is Netflix. Here's the 4-hour, and I'm just gonna draw lines. I'm not gonna change the colors because that'll take too long. So just from right now, looking at this chart, we closed at 33.35. My pivot would be right here. These two tops right here, my pivot. So that's around 33.37.81. It looks. That would be my pivot that I'd play. I'd look for a long above 342, and I'd look for a short below 330.65. And anything against this pivot, I would play off. A break to the upside, I would play that to target 342. And if we break up and break back down on that 337, I would look for a short to test this 330 level. That's what I'm looking at on Netflix. Let me hit, next is Diz. All right, Diz, this doesn't look real fun to me at all. It's kind of just been consolidating, but I would use a pivot right here. These two tops, this top, my pivot would be 145.40, it looks like. That would be my pivot point I'm watching. For upside break, 146.66. And I'm gonna, again, I'm gonna do this fast. There's a lot of names. So you can just go back and just write down these levels, take notes. And then on downside break, actually we're probably already there. Did we already fill that gap? We did fill that gap. So I would be looking, here's this gap fill. We've already filled it once, but if we break below that, which is 144.56, I would look for a short there, and then obviously first target would be the 143, and then all the way down here to 140. That's what I'm looking at on Diz. I'll spread it out right there. That's Disney. What's next? Okay, JPM. If it's at all-time highs, I'm not looking at it. Okay, it's not. That's GS it is. Ooh, this actually looks pretty decent. Pivot is basically right where we closed. That's where I'd use a pivot. Right about there. That pivot is 137.40. Yeah, where we closed. Exactly where we closed. Upside break, I would look for a break over 138 to look for upside, and my target would be, first target would be 139.07-ish, and then up to this gap fill in the 140s. I'll put that target. First target would be there on a break of 138, and then second target would be gap fill, and then downside would be under this 136.95. We break through that and sustain. I would look to target like high 135s, 135.70-ish. It looks like. I know it's confusing because all the lines are the same color, but I really don't have time to go in and switch them. So this would be the pivot. This middle line. This would be pivot. That's upside trigger. That's downside trigger. Upside target. Downside target. Just so you get the gist of it. All right. Now we're on to Amazon. Where is this? Oh, I'm gonna have to scroll back a while. Where are we here? Ooh, This is actually looking pretty good. As long as we hold, what is that? 8. Oh, what the heck? What is that? 89 and 99? Sorry, the resolution on this is just terrible. Yeah, so yeah, 1899. Sorry about that. Now I have to fix this chart. If we hold this 1899, then upside trigger we're looking at is going to be this candle body on the 4 hour right here, which is 1909. Hey, that's funny. There's a bar in my town called 1909. So that's the upside trigger, and then the first target would be this gap right here. Pardon me, 1941. Oh, that's not in the right spot. 1941, and then obviously, like how I'm doing this, you guys can actually get a real feel of this is how I trade, this is how I chart SPX. I do SPX on the 15-minute, but this is all I'm looking for. I'm looking for congestion areas, and I'm looking for triggers to go higher. Like right here, that's why this is the upside trigger. There's not much resistance after this until that gap fill. So my trigger on that would be 1909, or it's 1910 technically, it's in 99. So a break of that, and then we sustain, then I'll look to target that 41-ish. And downside target on this, or downside trigger rather, is 1891-ish. That's my downside trigger. And my first target would be this little area of congestion right here, which is around 1874. That's Amazon. All right, next up, AMD. Oh, everybody's been talking about this name. Yeah, we're at all-time highs. I'm not gonna chart that because I'm not gonna do fibs. All you have to do on AMD is look for fib extensions. But if you want my just honest opinion, I wouldn't get long until we break 49.40 and hold that for at least an hour. Then I would be able to get long on this blue sky breakout. We still have a little gap down here. So yeah, I wouldn't get short this until we get sub 48. Sub 48, I would look to short this down to fill the gap at right here, down to 45.87-ish. That's where I look. So blue sky breakout, 49.40 is what I'm looking at, and then for short side trigger, 47.80 is what I'm looking at. Next up, I know I'm going quick, but there's a shit ton of names. Next up, Verizon. And these are all just, all these questions are provided by the altitude room. They knew I was coming in today doing this. Ooh, Verizon that looks like a good short. Oh, let's set this up. Oh, yeah, that's right on the cusp. I don't know who mentioned that. Who mentioned this name? Who is it? Oh, Billionaire. Okay, yeah, no, this looks prime for a short, like really prime. Yeah, I'm looking at basically 58.80, the low of the day today. That's where I'm looking to trigger for short, and not immediately. We need to get under it, and then first target will be this wick right here, which is at 58.33. Next level under that will be, and these would be targets on break, would be 57.84, and then the top of this gap, which is 57.20, and then essentially the gap fill at 56.73. That's what I'm looking at on Verizon right here. And again, this is a 4 hour chart. All right, Verizon, what's next? There's ROKU. Oh, somebody just texted me about ROKU, actually, my friend Cameron. Because this is looking, oh, there's already a few lines on there. This is looking pretty, I mean, there's a good line of support right here. We can see we wicked off it here. We wicked up above it and hammered there. We fell here and came right back through it, and we wicked against it 3 times here. So it's solid support. But if we lose this 132.16 on ROKU, target 1 is these 2 wicks right here. Like, they're almost essentially the same as that price. The first target would be 127.56. Second target would be 118.45. This is a 4 hour chart, so this would be buying time. This is not a Friday lotto play that, oh, it's going down 20 bucks. That's not what I'm talking about. This is a 4 hour chart. But watch this 132.16 level. If we lose that, it's looking pretty bad. There's a lot of congestion. You can see it right here between 132 and 127. So this might be a chop area. You can see it's choppy here. So right in here, this is chop area. But if we essentially lose the 127.56, then we're likely going to visit this 118.46. All right, on to the next. After Roku, other people have more? Okay, KO. Is KO knockout? Oh, Coca-Cola. Is this blue sky? This is gonna be a blue sky breakout too, basically. It's looking good. We gapped up. Upside trigger for me on this will be around 55.40. You can see how many times it's visited there, that perfect wick right to it. And if we get through that, then we'll target, oh, this is a 50-cent move. I don't know, this is not something I would trade on options, just personally. Yeah, I personally wouldn't be trading this, but if we get through 55.38 and we hold, then we target 55.81 and then this top wick. And if we reject this level, because obviously there's resistance here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles have knocked against this 55.40 level. And these are 4-hour candles. So if we reject that, I'd look for a break of 54.96. And then the target would be this gap fill right at 54.50. And that's it for Coca-Cola. What's next? MDB. What is that? Is that Mind Body? No, it's not. See, I don't even know. Ooh, this one actually was pretty good too. Who sent this? Bobby, I like it. I like it a lot. This is almost set up like our Monster is on the 4-hour, just knocking against this. Except the Monster has a little bit better bear flag going. So we're looking at 151. 151 is our upside trigger. We broke that today, obviously. But 151 is our upside trigger. And that means if we get a hold, if we hold over that for an hour, then I would look to target what is that, 150? Ooh, that is a big, yeah, 159. I wouldn't play weeklies on that. I'd play a week or two out. If we get above this and hold, then I target 159. Short side, we're good. Well, if we reject this level, I guess. If we reject the 151 and you see it pulling back, the first target would be, so we could use that as our pivot actually. First target would be 143. So you could use the 151 as a pivot, and in whatever direction we pop off of that, the upside will look at 159, downside will look at 143.50. That's MDB. Now CRWD. Oh, Justin's in this, I believe. I believe he was a little sneaky and bought them all in the shadows like he always does. I think he has 100 contracts of this. We're looking at a decent flag on this. But for me, a real breakout, we have congestion here, here, and here. For me, the breakout starts at 58.13, but you can also just take a look at a short-term trend. We'll go from here, and we're already out of that. So we're flagging into this resistance level above this downtrend line, and if we do break that, we could get some really nice movement. Is that already filled? That's already filled. That gap's already filled. So our target would be right around here, first congestion. So that's around 63. That's around 60, no, right there. Yeah, 62.74. So look, we broke this downtrend line. We're coming into resistance. We're kind of flagging. We break this, then we definitely have a shot at 62.74 and then a shot at 68.94. These are all just, I'm not worrying about pennies. You can see the candle I'm looking at. So if you want to get the exact, like to the penny, you can just check these candles. And what's next? LK. Oh, what is this 52-week high? Yeah, no, I'm not. I can't really. Oh, this is that Chinese coffee company, isn't it? Yeah, no, I mean, there's no like I can't chart this with my style. All you need to do is throw some fib extensions from about here to here, so you can get your fib extensions. So I'm not gonna even chart my lines. Obviously, we'll have support at 40 if it pulls back there. All right, what's after LK? ZS. What the hell is ZS? Is this another? No, this is not 52-week high. Okay, we can do this one. Ooh, I like this one a lot. Who put this one out? This is Bobby again. Oh yeah, no, this looks beautiful. All right, yeah, no, we're through. If this holds, because 53 is the support here, our first target is going to be this gap fill. Because we never filled it, we actually gapped below it again. So first target will be about 57.50, and then Second target will be this gap fill right there at about 61, 61. What's next? Okay, VEEV. All right, this is the last one. VEEV is the ticker. It's actually how my mom spells her name. Okay, another 4 hour. This kind of looks real choppy. I'll wait upside trigger on this, 147.70. My pivot will be right here in this congestion at 144. Downside trigger, 139. Obviously, if we hit the upside trigger, we have gaps to 149.50 and then 153-ish. And downside first target would be on trigger break would be around 134. All right. I know that was lengthy, but hopefully you guys can understand. Just take some notes. Just go back and watch as much as you need.